So listen, man, what are you thinking about wrestling tonight?
I think it kind of sucks right now.
All right, and what do you watch? Do you watch WWE, TNA?
I try to watch what I can, but it's kind of hard right now with wrestling, all Monday night, and can't really watch NXT.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean NXT. What's your opinion on that? Have you enjoyed it? Have you hated it?
Well, it was kind of, I was on to it for a while, and then, they had Bryan Danielson losing every match he's been on, and that's kind of turned me off because, you kind of think that they're going to build the show around a guy who can wrestle and might be able to talk, and then they don't do that. And it kind of burns you out on a show that, they have all these guys that are kind of green.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was the same. I kind of went through a little bit of a lull. I think both of us did with NXT. And it started off really, really great, the first two shows. I think by the third, fourth show, dipped a little bit down, but I can see it's probably an angle for them to have Danielson keep on losing and have that record whilst imitating him, but still just showing how great a wrestler he is, because he consistently does that each and every week. Every match he's in, he really does go all out, even though it's like just a Tuesday night NXT show. You can really see just how great he is, and I think just they don't have any fear that they know he's over, and they don't have to put him over too much. And I think he's going to be a keeper for them.
Yeah.
I kind of hope so. Give it a track record on, bringing guys in from, other independent promotions. They haven't done so well other than CM Punk. But, maybe they'll do something with him, and then burying him like they are. I don't know how long they're going to go with the NXT thing. I think they're going until fall. And yeah, that's the thing that they can go with, but the ratings are kind of tanking right now, though. Have you seen the ratings lately?
Yeah, we have. We've kind of watched them quite closely, actually. What do you think? If we don't mind to ask, we like to hear opinions and feedback. What do you think is the biggest problem with the product across the board, and on what show it affects most of any of the companies?
I don't know, mainly Smackdown right now with the way that the draft happened. It's kind of turning your eye that they have these guys like Christian and Kofi Kingston that can actually talk and wrestle, and hopefully while they're doing the transition to going from my network TV to sci-fi, maybe they will actually see wrestling instead of all the lackluster stuff we've been seeing a lot lately on SmackDown.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's some good choices. I mean, at least Big Show being put in there. And, I mean, he's got to provide some kind of main event. I mean, I know he's a little bit boring at this stage, but any of those draft picks that kind of excited you that maybe you think could do something for either brand?
Mainly Big Show being drafted to SmackDown. I want to see him, be rebuilt. I was kind of disappointed the fact that the Miz didn't get drafted with him, so they could do a feud. Yeah, and because the Miz has kind of gotten, they've gotten where he's not as annoying as he was this time last year.
Yeah, they've sort of fixed him a little, haven't they? I mean, he sort of cuts confident promos now. He doesn't sort of joke around as much as when he was with the Dirt Sheet, John Morrison, of course. But yeah, do you think the Miz has done enough to sort of prove that he's a legit sort of worker? Do you think now that sort of lack of confidence in the Miz has sort of disappeared? Do you think now he's a better worker?
Yeah, I think he's a better worker now. I think he's finally deserved the title of being U.S. champion as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think what you're saying about the Big Show versus The Miz, it was a lost opportunity. I mean, to move Show to SmackDown and sort of maybe miss out on that chance. I mean, they could have maybe done it last week if they knew. But of course, we had that Extreme Rules pay-per-view. And I want to ask you about that. What did you think of Extreme Rules? Did you get a chance to catch that?
No, I wasn't a big fan of watching the Extreme Rules. I seen the results and I really wasn't surprised. The only thing I was really interested in seeing was CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and I think that turned out to be a good match, actually.
Yeah, I did actually get to watch that, and that was pretty good. Only thing that bothered me was the pace of the match.
Right.
It wasn't quite to what you would think that Rey Mysterio and CM Punk would do. But other than that, I'm glad that CM Punk didn't lose his hair.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say they worked me. I thought that's what was going to happen. I thought it was going to be that head shave, but not to happen, I'm afraid. Well, I mean, other than that, I think Extreme Rules was a bit of a train wreck, and I think a lot of people here had that opinion on the night.
Yeah, I really haven't been interested in watching WWE pay-per-views lately either, though. Their build-up just hasn't been what it has in the last few years. But then again, WWE hasn't done a very good job building their pay-per-views at all within the last year or two.
Well, tell me this. I mean, we were talking earlier at the beginning of the show. We're quite passionate now about Ring of Honor. I mean, what is it that you really like to watch wrestling-wise? What is it that still excites you? And which program is your all-time favorite, I suppose?
Right now, it's Ring of Honor on HDNet. Mainly, it's the style. The style is a lot stronger. You actually get to see wrestling, and not your bullshit. Guys, just got out there going and cut promos, for stupid shit. You're actually seeing guys who can work. They may not have the best mic skills, but they can work and at least put on a great show. And it's not always the best program, but the main thing is your main event. You're never going to get let down.
Who do you think across the board is in the business across all the companies between Ring of Honor, TNA, and WWE the best worker at the moment?
Work rate, Davey Richards, in Ring of Honor. Across the board, as far as work rate and mic skills go, I would probably want to say, probably Batista. I mean, he's not the best worker, but lately, even though he is getting ready to leave WWE shortly, he's picked up the character, and you actually hate the guy, not just because you hate him.
Yeah, very good choice on Davey Richards there. I mean, I was impressed by him. I'm certainly new to Ring of Honor. We don't really get much of Ring of Honor here, but the American Wolves are a great tag team. And I think, of course, this week we had the World TV title tournament. I mean, your reactions to Richards versus Edwards?
I found out about Davey Richards losing the match. I was disappointed. But, Eddie Edwards is just as good as he is, so it was a good match. I was surprised that they worked as well as they did against each other, believe it or not. Richards is jacked. He reminds me a lot of He reminds me a lot of Dynamite Kid and Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that's a good call. He's very much a Dynamite Kid guy. But tell me this now. I mean, the Big Bang pay-per-view, I've been talking about this Tyler Black, Austin Aries, Roderick Strong match, and I think it's had some great steam. I think it could go on. But of course, now we've got Tyler Black versus Roderick Strong. That's coming up in New York soon. Who do you think is going to go over in that encounter?
Tyler Black.
Yeah.
Tyler Black's probably going to end up holding the title until I'm probably going to say probably till September, just for the simple fact that they're probably wanting to give the belt. They lost respect. Fans of Ring of Honor probably lost respect whenever Jerry Lynn held the title.
Yeah, I think so. I think it comes back to what those people surrounded with that company and what Cornette is best at, and that's building legit feuds that don't just last, 4 weeks into a pay-per-view, title changes, and then there's a new program with somebody else comes in as the new number one contender. It's legit where Black will and should hold that title right the way up, like you say, until September.